It's like, what is our reward for watching the show? Because we don't get to see the fun stuff. We don't know nothing but misery and bad outfits, child. Carrie don't let no opportunity slide to mention that her husband is dead. Carrie, what time is it? I don't know, my husband dead. Carrie, what you got for lunch? Girl, I don't know, my husband dead. What's the point, love? We was there. We went to the funeral too, yeah. Hey everybody, thank you for checking out this video. It's your girl, LB. Welcome to my channel, Watch With Me, LB, where I give you fun, fresh, and funny rants, reviews, and recaps on my favorite movies and TV shows. And I'm here to talk about episode 7 and just like that. But nothing happened for me to giggle. Like nothing's funny. I don't know what happened. You know why I'm giggling? Because y'all are a mess. You hear me? Y'all going in these comments, okay? But you know what? We a unit. Okay, y'all and me together, we a unit because we all agree. Okay, and that rhyme bars. Okay, I just finished watching episode 7 for the community. I didn't hate this episode, I just strongly disliked it. So let's go ahead and get into the episode. The episode is titled Sex and the Widow. But like, why though? Like, I don't know why they titled it that. Just like I ain't know why they titled last episode's the Wally. Cause we ain't go to the Wally. We ain't learn about the Wally. It wasn't no lights, baby. All they had was some 40-watt light bulbs that was in a ceiling fan. I wasn't mad at the opening. The opening is a shot of Carrie in her window typing on her laptop per Sex and the City usual, right? And it's like a time lapse. And I ain't gonna lie, I was grateful. Like, I was like, hell yeah, let's skip some of this stuff, baby, because I don't know what y'all doing in the current time that y'all in on this show. Let's skip forward to some good stuff, huh? Let's get some shenanigans happening on the show. This show is not enjoyable. Like, nothing good happens in the show. The only thing I could see that was positive happening in this show was that Lily is a piano virtuoso. That's all I got. Like, I don't have nothing else. Lily played the hell out that piano, but it was also the same night that Big died, so they can't even let that baby have that, huh? So the episode opens up with the time lapse, and it made me excited in my spirit, but all it did was just go from one spring to the next, child. I'm assuming it was spring. Carrie has written a book. A book, y'all. Here's my question, my query, if you will. Didn't you just tell us in episode 1, Carrie, that the book business it's over for books? You trying to go digital, you trying to be all with the young people you got on the podcast, and you got your Instagram, and you know the books done gone away of the dodo bird, and you've had to fire your publicist because the book business is whatever the hell. Now you writing a book again? Baby, ain't you right back where you started, my love? What? All right. Okay then. All right. We sitting down with Carrie's editor, and the editor's like, girl, this thing was fire, girl. I was crying all in the book. I ran through 2 boxes of Kleenex. And I'm like, shit, girl, pass me the book. Like, what did she do? What did she do that had you all in there like that crying and weeping and stuff? Not that I want to cry and weep, but I'm just saying, obviously the tea is in the book, child, because what we getting in this show ain't it. The lady's like, oh, it's fantastic. I'm going to fast track it. We're going to try to get it in stores for the Christmas holiday. The editor lady said, well, you know, it's a little heavy, sis. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I was crying and you know, it was a little sad. And, you know, we used to, you know, reading about you with the lighthearted stuff, which is what the hell I'm looking for in the show, child, but it ain't there. It's in the same place Big at. The lady said, well, listen, if you could, just go ahead and go out on a date and then write about it, and we're gonna slide that thing in the book so we can have like a little happiness in the book, right? And she was like, all right, how is that your place, lady? I'm a whole grown ass woman. Menopause is knocking on my door, and you about to tell me I gotta go on a date for the book that I just wrote and gave to you? Ain't no way. The next scene we see is Charlotte and Lisa Ty Wexley, who I've been waiting on, at a tennis court, and they about to have a tennis match, right? And they are playing some older ladies. They do the Eye of the Tiger montage, which, first of all, don't disrespect that song like that. Rocky didn't die. Did Rocky die? Lord, did I just kill Rocky? Wait, he had cancer and Creed. Did he come back? What he doing? I don't know where Rocky at. Rocky didn't bleed and struggle and sweat in a mechanic shop and in a desert and on a beach for you to disrespect Eye of the Tiger like that, okay? It set up another point in the episode, but still, I really didn't need it. Charlotte had a turn of the century bathing costume on. Charlotte dressed was way down to her knees. And I'm like, girl, I thought the tennis skirts was cute. You know what I'm saying? Because they coming back in style. People actually wearing tennis skirts and they come above the knee. Charlotte had a Catholic schoolgirl uniform on with her, like the long ones, not like the Britney Spears one, like the actual, it's nuns in this school uniform. Then, Lord, I knew he was coming back. And I'm talking about Mr. Magoo, okay? I'm talking about Steve. I knew Steve ass was coming back. And they can't give us Steve and not give us Harry. It's like we can't have, it's like this the episode where the men gonna be. We're gonna put the men in episode 3, and we're gonna put them in 7, and then we probably gonna have to put them in the season finale. Miranda and Steve are at the farmer's market, and Miranda's like, come over here. I'm over here by the marmalade man. Come over here. Like, you don't see me? I'm at the marmalade man stand. And Steve is like not able to find her. And so they kind of getting into like a little thing on the phone. She's standing there waiting on Steve. And she runs into her professor and her husband. Now, I'm from New Orleans, okay? New Orleans is not a big city. I don't run into people when I go out. They in a city of 975 million people, and they run into each other all the time. It's uncanny, folks. You know, the professor's like, oh, Lord, I didn't think I was going to ever have to let you meet my husband. And I'm thinking, sis, me either. Keep them lives separate. I don't even know what you're over there with Miranda for in the first place. And the husband like, hey, I'm going to go to the cheese man. I'll be back. And then they give each other like this kiss, right? And it's like a real dramatic like smooch or whatever. And Miranda's like, oh my God, if you were a TV show, I would be streaming you. The teacher immediately says, well, if I was a TV show, I would be a drama because I didn't get my period this morning. Sis, if you don't stop talking about your uterus to this lady, girl, you don't have nothing else to say? Girl, where's your OBGYN at, huh? Where's your boundaries at? And Miranda's like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry to hear that. And it's whatever. And they start talking about, you know, the lady's, you know, IVF journey. And so the husband comes back with some cheese. And then the Professor Naya is like, you know, just keep it on the hush. Don't tell my husband that I told you that I got my period. I definitely didn't tell him. Girl, this show make my throat tight. Nah, here comes Steve. He walks up to Miranda and is like, you know, you got me so upset when you went and you was yelling at me on the phone and I didn't know where my wallet was and it was a thing and bada bing, bada boom. Who hopped down in your throat and told you to do that with your larynx? Listen, if you're gonna give me Centrum Silver Steve, keep him. I don't want Centrum Silver Steve. I don't want him. It was terrible. So he basically old man shamed Miranda. Miranda introduces her to the professor and Steve's like, oh shit, I forgot my wallet by the pickle guy. Like, if you don't go put your Depends on, like, it's like that's what they want him to have. It's like the way they framing Steve, it looked like when he goes home, he has one of those recliners that lifts you up because you can't stand up on your own. It's so strange, y'all. And it really made me upset because, again, Steve used to be pulling them back in the day. Steve, call me, bro. Because if you need to talk about it and you really want to, like, get it off your chest and you really need, like, a listening ear or something, just give me a call, bro. Because this ain't it. This ain't it, Steve. That ain't what I see for you. That ain't what I want for your life, Steve. Then we cut to Carrie back with her editor. The editor lady is like, well, I don't know, sis, because I talked to Oprah's book club and they interested in your book. And Carrie's like, oh, okay. So then she goes out to dinner with Miranda and Charlotte and Seema. Pause. And tell me Seema's hair is not fantastic. It's fabulous, okay? Shouts out to Seema's hair. Baby, when I tell you the layers, okay? When I tell you the fullness, okay? When I tell you the thread count, that's not correct. Hair is not sheets. I don't know why I said thread count, but she got boo-boo hair. And it's beautiful and lovely and thick and luscious. Shouts out to Seema hair, okay? It needs its own IG account. Carrie is telling the girls about how the editor is wanting to submit the thing to Oprah's book club and that, you know, she needs to go out on a date. And Seema's like, well, listen, sis, I done put you on some dating sites. I've done online dating, and the amount of men that she pulled up that looked relatively normal was abnormal. I'm gonna just tell you that straight up. The men on dating apps all live down in the sewer and were next door neighbors to the Ninja Turtles. If you want to find you a derelict, you go on a dating app and see. She pulled up some nice looking little people, right? So they talking about whatever, and they swipe on this guy that looks like a normal guy, and Carrie going on a date. So after dinner, Miranda and Carrie are walking, and they talking about, how Carrie's feeling about, trying to get back out there, right? And Carrie was like, I can't imagine myself having sex with anybody other than Big, right? And I totally get that, because that's your husband, and you resign yourself to be with that person for the rest of your life, and then all of a sudden that person's not there. Okay, they done climbed the stairway to heaven, and now you gotta think about putting your vagina on the market again. Miranda tells Carrie that she messaged Che, and that Che hasn't responded to her, and that, she was wondering about how that was gonna impact her, because that was the best sex she ever had in her life. And she's like, well, now I'm never gonna have it again. And I'm thinking, sis, you must have forgot I done seen you have sex 733 times. Damn, I'm not saying I was there all the time, Miranda. I'm just saying, you can't act like we ain't been through stuff together. Was that really the best sex you ever had in your life? You was fully clothed. I mean, I'm just, I'm saying? I don't want to judge what people like and what they don't like. I'm just saying. So now we get to Charlotte and Harry. Charlotte comes in, and Harry in the kitchen, and he making himself a little nosh. That's what he called it. Harry's like, yeah, so why y'all never invite me to play tennis with you and Lisa? And then Charlotte was like, all right, cool. Let's play doubles. Now we at the tennis match with Lisa Ty Wexley and her husband, and then Charlotte and Harry. Charlotte got, competitive, and she was like, listen, we gotta make sure we on our game. And so they start the match, and, they're not communicating well. So they missing the ball. What, I don't know nothing about tennis, child. Love. That's all I got. I don't know nothing else. And 40. And I only know that because of you. Okay? If you haven't watched my review on you, bars. It's really not bars. It's just rhyming. We're gonna move on. Charlotte goes to try to get a ball that should have been Harry's, and in the process, she knocks him down. She's celebrating, not realizing that Harry's on the floor, on the ground, and Harry's looking like, you don't want to check on your husband? And so Charlotte was like, oh, hey, are you okay? And then Harry was looking for an apology from Charlotte, like, oh, I'm sorry I knocked you down, but she didn't give it. So they finished the game, and then they coming out of this. Listen, wherever they were at, it literally looked like an art museum and not a gym. And Harry's like, well, you didn't apologize to me for knocking me down, and that hurt my feelings. And Charlotte was like, well, I'm not about to apologize to you. It was an accident. Like, I didn't mean to do it. And Harry was like, but you did it though, so you're not gonna apologize? It's like a common courtesy. And Charlotte was like, no, I'm not gonna fucking apologize. That don't ring true for me for Charlotte either, because Charlotte would be very concerned with what people thought of her on that street. And then off to the side are Lisa Ty Wexley and her husband sitting down drinking a smoothie, and they're like, and so Charlotte's like, great, now they think we the couple that fight on the street. Being an adult means that you just do things you don't want to do. There are things but you just go ahead and you trudge through. Okay, and I trudged through this little scene with Miranda and Steve in the kitchen. Miranda is so desperate for like physical attention and sex that she wants to recreate what she and Che shared in the kitchen over there by Carrie in her kitchen. Now, they were just randomly in the kitchen doing something, child, meal prepping or cleaning the dishes or they was doing something. And then Miranda just gets it in her head that she's like, listen, I'm feeling a little spicy. And so she is like, trying to kiss on Steve, and Steve is like, what's going on? So she's like, I want you to, I don't know, let me see. I want you to insert one of your digits. I want you to digitally manipulate my vaginal canal. I don't know. Y'all play all day. Y'all play entirely too much, and y'all really need to grow the hell up, okay? And Steve is like, oh, for real? Miranda's like, well, let's try it like this. And then she's like, is it? And Steve was like, hey, sis, you want me to go run and get some lube right quick? Because Brady about to come. Like, let's make a plan. And Miranda's like, well, you know what? Let's not even worry about it. So Steve takes his hand from the lady vaginal canal and immediately start touching food on the counter. Lord, today I'm telling you, I wanted to throw my whole TV in the garbage disposal. He started touching the lids to the damn meal prep containers, all the countertops. I'm talking about immediately. It wasn't no like, let me wash my hands. Where is your sanitization Steven, hey, that's why you can't eat from everybody. I was completely and totally and utterly and flabbergastedly disgusted. Don't assault me like that, bro. That's assault. Don't assault me like that. Then he wiped his hands on a dish towel that she gonna go back and dry the dishes with later. Come on, folks. Carrying her high bun. It's the high and tight, okay? She got a high and tight on. She got a cute dress on. Like, I'm not mad at it. She doesn't look bad now. Thank God for Jesus, right? And she's on her way to the date. So she go meet the man at the thing. He kind of look like Mark Ruffalo. And she sits down and she really don't have nothing to say. It's awkward. And he like, sis, my wife dead. So just relax. I know why are you here? Oh, your husband dead too? Bet. Let's get some drinks. We don't get to see the date, child. I would have enjoyed that. So Carrie and the man on the date, and they stumble out and they are talking, and the guy projectile vomits on his shoes and her shoes. And so seeing him do that makes her vomit. I don't know, did they have bad oysters at the restaurant? What were y'all in there doing? Slamming shots? What happened? Because again, you ain't let me see who, what, when, where, and why. Okay? I got all the questions. I ain't got no answers. All I got is vomit, child. And I don't appreciate it. So now we are at the benefit for Charlotte's children's school. And Lisa Todd Wexley and her husband are the MCs. When you introduce me to Lisa Todd Wexley, she is a confident documentary filmmaker. She's a humanitarian. She is a best dressed Vogue attendee, seminar presenter, or whatever the hell. Stands to reason she would be fairly comfortable in the public eye. But now here at the benefit, she don't know how to hold a microphone. She don't know how to speak into a microphone. She don't have no personality. Carrie had a Miss Trunchbull bun. You remember Miss Trunchbull from Matilda? Why they gave Carrie a Miss Trunchbull? Wasn't no room for error in that bun. Baby, that was an error-free bun. That thing was slicked back tight. Because she showed more cleavage at her husband's funeral than she did at this benefit. But go off, Carrie, girl. You better come on with your little peplum top. And she's supposed to be auctioned off as like a benefit item or whatever. And Miranda's there. And so is Che. And Che has been asked to do like a comedy set. There's the comedy coordinator. So Miranda sees Che and like, pew, she goes straight over to Che. Miranda and Che finally have their conversation. And then Che was like, I want to go somewhere. And I want to take all your clothes off. And Miranda was like, you do? Girl, if you don't grow the hell up with your old ass, okay, girl, you making me mad now. So then we cut back to the auction. It's about to be Carrie's turn. But she sees that the guy who threw up on her shoes is at the benefit. Because why would this man be at this auction? Does he have a child that go to this school? Is he a benefactor? Okay, is he Daddy Warbucks? Who are you, sir? Why are you here? And they like, yeah, we're gonna start the bidding off at $500. And everybody's like, boy, this tuna tartare is dry as fuck, boy. What you about to do? Like, they ain't nobody order. Ain't nobody bid on Carrie. I wouldn't either. Who trying to go on a date with Miss Trunchbull? Child, ain't nobody. Girl, you look like you about to give me homework. You about to make me right line. Ain't nobody trying to go nowhere with you. Mark Ruffalo, that threw up on her shoes, is like, I'll bid $1,050. And so they meet to set up another date. So their chemistry was not bad on screen. He just looked like he looked like an English professor, child. He looked like he'd grade your ass on the curve, okay? So now we cut to Miranda and Che, who have had sex. So, Miranda got her titties out and, she breathing all heavy. Looked like she just finished. And then Che looked like she ain't even started. So I don't, whatever, sis. Go off, Miranda. Do what you do, baby, because I'm sick of you any damn way. Anyway, so we cut to, what's this baby name? Miss Trunchbull. What's that girl name? Carrie. We cut to Carrie, and she's back at the apartment, and she get a text from the guy, and she's like, oh, God, I can't wait. He's like, oh, I can't wait for, date number 2. That's what she goes back to her computer at her desk in her window, and she's like, and just like that, I'm back in the saddle again or some shit. I don't know. So that's where we see the episode end. This episode did not make me want to vomit on my own self shoes, but it damn sure made me go like that. You know what? It might have been terrible. Was it terrible? Was it terrible though? I don't know. Comment down below and let me know if you thought the episode was terrible or not. So comment down below and let me know what y'all thought of the episode. She didn't enjoy it. And she had several questions. She is me, just in case you was wondering. And I'm gonna talk to y'all later.